What's up, everybody, and welcome to Yoga with Jessie. I'm Jessie. Today we're gonna do a nice slow flow, good for all levels, ready to strengthen and stretch your whole body. So let's go ahead and get started and have some fun. Today we're gonna start lying on your back. Go ahead and bring your knees to hug towards your chest and relax the spine down. Close your eyes and just feeling the breath here, letting go of any thoughts that are not serving you. Just being present here on the mat today. Enjoying your moment here, the time that you're taking to practice. It's the time for you. And when you're ready, bring the left leg down. Keep holding on to the right knee. You're gonna bring that knee to the outside of the upper body, so towards the right shoulder here, and just hug it nice and tight. Massaging our organs here. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Do that a couple times. Should feel really good. And when you're ready, hold on to that right knee and you're gonna bring it across the body, finding a little opener here, a little twist. Tee out the right hand by your side, looking over the right shoulder. Twists are so good for us. We are detoxing the body every time we do this, so it's important to maybe try to do a twist every day. That could be your homework for this class today. See if you could find a twist to do every day. Relaxing the shoulders down. Bring yourself back to center. And bring that leg down. Switching sides. Left knee comes up. Hug it out. And then bring it outside the body towards the left shoulder. Hold on to it, maybe find a nice grip here with interlacing your fingers, practicing also strengthening your fingertips, your grip. Relax here, relax the upper body down onto the mat. Breathing in and out of the nose. Beautiful. And then bring that leg across the body, across the chest. Finding a twist, an opening over to the left side of the body this time. Looking over the left shoulder. Twisting over. Trying to keep the shoulders planted for this stretch today. And relaxing down a little more with each breath. Again, just being present here, enjoying your yoga practice, listening to your body today and what it needs. I'm just here to make recommendations. Bring yourself back to center. Hug both knees in towards chest. And then maybe do a little circles around the sacrum. Don't forget to do circles the other way. Beautiful. And then rock and roll a few times up and down, massaging the spine. 2 more times. Everybody meet in a seated position. And once you're there, look over the right shoulder, twist over to the right, maybe reaching the left hand to the outside of the right knee. Deep breath in. Come back to center, twist over the other way. One more breath. Come back to center, reaching the palms overhead. nice and tall. And then interlace the hands and bring them forward in front of you, rounding the spine. Maybe point the hands against you or opposite of you and bring them up that way. Bring them forward, rounding the spine, and bring the palms up. Palms are facing the sky. Bring them down, palms face against you, and bring them back up. And then twist over to the left one more time, finding a little side body opening. Come back to center, twist the other way. And come back to center. Beautiful. Bringing the hands down by your sides. Come to your hands and your knees. Bringing the knees out wide, touch the toes, sink the hips down, just finding a quick child's pose here. I always like to bring this one up because it is here and available for you should you need it at any point during your practice. Deep breath in. Exhale, let it out. 2 more breaths here. See if you could stretch forward with the hands a little more. Deep breath. And as you exhale, sink the hips down a little further towards your toes. And on the next breath, massaging the forehead here, maybe little circles left and right. Bringing the right hand underneath, threading the needle. You're going to be leaning towards that right shoulder. 1 breath here. Come back to center, threading the needle the other way. And come back to center. Reaching forward, reaching back. Nice. Bring yourself to your hands and your knees. Tabletop position. And from here, we're just going to do a few shenanigans, as I like to call it. I've been very inspired by movement lately and how important it is in our lives. So reaching the right leg back behind you, just massaging the calf here. You're just going to push back against that leg. If you want a little more, lift the left knee off the mat. Deep breath. Exhale, let that down. And then just start swinging the leg out to the side. Bring it forward and touch the mat. And then bring it back and across behind you. Do that a few times. Reach it side and forward. And back and across behind you. 2 more. Make sure you're breathing. Nice and slow, nice and deep. Beautiful. And when you come forward, place the foot down. Sink your hips down. And you're going to come forward to a low lunge. This time, make sure the heel and knee are in one line. Runner's lunge here, just sinking the hips, using your body weight to kind of find that stretch on the front of that left leg. Beautiful. And then plant the hands down and just reach your hips down towards the back leg, stretching and straightening that front right leg. Just only halfway here, reaching the upper body down. Beautiful. We're going to shift forward. Do that one more time, low lunge, and shift back. Maybe do that without hands. Maybe interlace the hands behind you, front and back. Take your time. Watch your knee. Have some calculated movements. Last one. Beautiful. Come back to center. And then send that knee back down. You're going to come back with that left leg, the left foot on the edge of the back of the mat, and then just shift the weight back so you can feel the stretch in your calf. Once you're there, maybe lift the right knee off the mat if you want more. Keep breathing. Beautiful. If you have the knee up, bring it down, and then start swinging the left out and in front. Swing it out and back behind you. 4 times. Come up. Don't forget to breathe. Keep going with your breath. Beautiful. And last one, meet me at the top. Pause with the leg there. Bring it between the hands. Knee to heel alignment. Sink the hips down. Put some weight on that leg with your upper body. Just really feel the stretch here on the back of the back leg, the top of the back leg, and then maybe a little bit of an opening here on the hip flexor. Beautiful. Enjoy that stretch. And then place the palms down, send your leg or your hips back and your legs straight here for a little stretch here under the left leg. Maybe sinking the upper body down any amount. Maybe flexing that left foot. Beautiful. Deep breath. Bring yourself forward. We're going to swing back and forth here a few times. Keep going. Last one, forward and back. And remember, if you wanted to not use hands, you could do that. Nice. And once you're done, bring yourself back to hands and knees. And then once you're here on your tabletop, bring your right leg out to the side, opening up that hip. We're just going to do a few rounds of cat-cow here. On an inhale, dropping the belly and pushing the floor away for cow. And on an exhale, the chin to the chest, tailbone down, round the spine. Inhale, drop the belly, send the tailbone up to the sky for cow, and exhale for cat, rounding the spine, chin to chest. 2 more. Inhale, push the floor away. And exhale, find your movement. Inhale. And last one, exhale, rounding the spine, coming to center. Then from here, place the left hand down by your side, reaching the right palm up and overhead, so that you find a little side plank here, modified plank. Reach nice and tall, reaching the leg down and the arm up. And from here, we're gonna crunch knee to elbow. Do that a few times. Knee to elbow on an exhale, reaching tall, knee to elbow. Last one. Beautiful. Plant the leg down, the hand down, and then coming back to your tabletop. We're gonna switch sides. Left leg comes out by the hip. Beautiful. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then a few rounds of cat-cow here. Reaching up. Send the tailbone up to the sky. Drop the belly. And exhale, chin to chest, round the spine. 3 more. Inhale. Find your breath. Exhale. On your own. Keep breathing. Cat to cow. Last one. Beautiful. Meet me in tabletop. Send your right hand to the right side of the mat. Extend that left arm overhead, finding that modified side plank. So the right knee is on the mat, left leg is extended, and right arm is up overhead. Beautiful. And then reaching elbow to knee on an exhale, reaching long on an inhale. 4 times here. Nice. Enjoy the stretch, warming up the core. Last one. And reach. Beautiful. Come back to your tabletop. And then this time we're going to meet in downward facing dog, pedaling out the feet, tucking the belly, push the floor away, and maybe just pedal out a couple more times, bending the knee so you feel the stretch in the upper spine, mid spine, and low spine. And then nice and steady in the middle here. Deep breath in. Then inhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward. You're going to step or walk all the way to the front of the mat. Big steps or little steps. Meeting at the top. Forward fold. Hold on to opposite elbows here and just hang side to side. We're going to start to come up 1 vertebra at a time. Just keep a hold of the elbows here. When you're here, reaching the arms overhead, just with the elbows, holding on to opposite elbows here. Finding a little back bend. And then twist over to the right. Little side bend. Come to center. Twist over to the left. And come to center. Beautiful. On an exhale, keeping the elbows just forward fold, hinging at the hips. Take your time, really engage the core. Nice. Inhale to a half lift, keep the hands, and exhale, plant the hands down. Inhale, let's do it one more time, holding on to the elbows. Come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up one vertebrae at a time. Keep a hold of the elbows. Bringing the elbows up overhead. Little back bend here. Twisting over to the right once you come back to center. Come back to center, twisting over to the left. And back to center. Slowly start hinging at the hips, come back down. Beautiful. Come up halfway. Plant your hands, sing your feet back. And then placing the knees down, you're gonna ripple forward and come all the way down to the mat. On an inhale, come up to a high cobra. So pushing the floor away here, keeping the lower body on the mat. Just push yourself up to a nice deep back stretch here. And exhale, come back to child's pose. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, come forward. And then push yourself down on the mat. And then push yourself up into high cobra. Find child's pose and then exhale. Last time, come forward. On a high push-up, come down. Push yourself up, high cobra. And push yourself back, child's pose. One more deep breath in. And exhale. And slowly start to come up to your hands and your knees. And from here, lift your hips up to the sky, finding downward facing dog. Your favorite pose by now, right? Pedaling out the feet a few times. Kind of finding a bit of a dance here. Maybe doing a little bit of side to side movement with your hips just to stretch out a little bit. Bend your knees a lot and just feel the stretch in your upper spine, mid spine, low spine. See what that feels like. And then relax into the pose, relax the neck, pushing the floor away, trying to bring the shoulder blades towards each other. And then lifting the heels, bending the knees, looking forward. Walk or hop to the front of the mat by your hands. And exhale, forward fold. And then inhale, you're going to come up 1 vertebrae at a time. Slowly lifting yourself up to standing. Reaching the palms up overhead. All the way to the top of the mat here. Little back bend. And as you exhale, send your left leg back behind you to the opposite edge of the mat. So you want to be on the left edge of the mat. Plant the foot down at a 45 degree. Landing in your warrior 1. In warrior 1, we're facing forward. The front knee is bent, knee to heel alignment. And we shift the weight on that back foot towards the pinky side edge. This is a back bend, so if you like to stretch long, reaching up, bring the palms to touch, and the arms by the ears. Find a nice deep stretch here. Warrior 1. One more deep breath. And exhale. And the next one, you're gonna bring the palms to prayer and then just kind of lean forward towards that right leg. Look over to the right hand side, finding a twist here, bringing the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Trying to bring your hips in one line. The hips are squared. Breathe through it. Today we're focusing on twists because they're so good for you. They really help you detox. So take a deep breath in and exhale it out. One more. Enjoy the stretch here. Enjoy the rinse. Cleansing the organs. Coming back here to center and then just lifting. Come back up a little bit. Lift that back heel off the mat. Arms come up one more time. Similar to Warrior One, except now our back heel's lifted as tall as you can. We're on our tippy toes of that back foot, finding that crescent lunge or high lunge. Again, if you like the back stretch, feel free. Building strength here. Just embrace the burn. I know it sounds easier than done, but this is how we build strength, how we build muscle and stamina. And then slowly start to straighten that leg, bring the palms to touch if you haven't already. And slowly start to look down, hinging at the hips. Take your time here, so you don't want to hurt the low back. And once you get through halfway, continue to lower the hands down. Maybe you want to reduce the length of the legs a little bit. Aiming that forehead to knee alignment here. We're in an extended pyramid. So the back heel is still lifted. Just enjoying the stretch here in the backs of our legs. Relaxing the upper body down and again trying to square the hips. One more deep breath in. And exhale. On the next breath, you're going to reach the right palm up to the sky, finding one more rinse in here. This time we are reversing, twisting open to the right. While you're there, check on the hips one more time. Deep breaths. See if you can maybe put less weight on that left hand and just use the legs a little bit more. The twist comes from the mid upper spine. And exhale, plant the hands. You send yourself back to a down dog, or if you like to rinse it off with a high to low plank, chaturanga, feel free. Inhale, upward facing or low or high cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Beautifully done. Deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. That side is done. On the next breath, lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward, and step to the front of the mat. Either a few steps or one big step. And forward fold. Start to come up one vertebrae at a time. Everybody meet at the top in mountain. And once you're there, reaching the palms up to the sky. Upward salute. And then once you're there, you're gonna just come back to center. Take a big step back, this time with the right leg, finding your Warrior One. And depending on your hips today and how open they may be or how much flexibility you have, you want to make sure that you open them up by standing on railroad tracks. So the left foot is on the left side of the mat, the right foot is more towards the edge of the right side of the mat, so that you can square the hips and sink down into that knee, front knee to heel alignment one more time on that front leg. If you like a back bend, try that again. Enjoying the stretch here, feeling strong. And then slowly start to come forward, prayer hands, leaning forward first, twisting over to the left side. So now the right elbow is on the outside of the left knee. Find a stretch here, find a twist, rinsing out the organs, anything that's not serving us, detoxing, cleansing. Make sure you hydrate for the rest of the day. That's very important. Keep breathing. And then coming back to center. Beautifully done. Just start to reach yourself up. Palms are up. Front knee is bent. And the back heel's lifted this time, finding your crescent lunge. How does that feel for you? Maybe finding a little back bend again, testing out the balance here a little bit. I bet you weren't thinking about it until I mentioned it. So sometimes it's all about the mind. Relaxing down anything that you can, even though you're still working on strength. Straightening that front leg, we're gonna start to hinge at the hips. Be careful, take your time. Reaching halfway down, both legs are straight, and then continue to reach your hands down. I'm gonna bring my feet in a little bit, folding forward into that extended pyramid. Breathe through it. Check in with the upper body. Is it relaxed down all the way from the low back to the crown of the head? Keep breathing. Beautiful. One more. I bet this is feeling better now since the other leg is stretched out. And then one more here. We're just gonna twist or revolve it, opening the left arm up to the sky. Check in with those hips. You can even place that hand back to just kind of align them if you like. Release some of the tension on that right hand so you're not completely relying on that. Tuck in the belly and engage the legs. Baby bend on the knees to protect the knees always. Deep breath. And as you exhale, plant the hands. Come back to your down dog. Or again, your high to low plank. Knees down or knees off the mat. Coming into your low or high cobra. Really push the floor away. Everybody meet in down dog. Deep breath in. And exhale it out. Let's flow through that one more time. Lifting the heels, bending the knees. Look forward, step or hop to the front of the mat. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, come up one vertebrae at a time. It's a different way to get into it. Maybe step hip width distance on the feet here. Bringing the arms up overhead. Taking a big step back with the left foot. Landing in the back of the mat. Find warrior one. Come to prayer hands. Lean forward first. Twist open to the right. Left elbow to the outside of the right knee. How are you feeling? Trust yourself. You can do this. Come back to center. And then just come back up with the upper body. Lifting the back heel up. Arms come up or a little back bend. Crescent lunge. Beautiful. And then come back, straightening the hands or the legs. And then with prayer hands, just start to lean forward. Once you get to halfway, coming all the way down to that extended pyramid. Both legs are straight. Revolving the pose, finding the right arm up to the sky. And exhale, bring it down. Find your high to low plank or wait for us in downward facing dog. All up to you. Always options, never requirements. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. Second time around, hopefully you should feel a little bit better. That's what we're going for. Lifting the heels, bending the knees, look forward. Step or hop to the front of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Feet hip width distance, start to come up one vertebrae at a time. Meeting at the top, reaching the palms up overhead. And then big step back with that right foot. This time land at the back. Warrior one. Back heels down at a 45 degree. Little back bend here. And then come down, prayer hands halfway, twisting over to the left. Right elbow comes to the outside of the left knee. Deep breath here. Coming back to center with the upper body. Lifting the back heel off the mat, bring the palms up. Just inspiring some movement here. Testing our balance, but also our strength. Building into it. And exhale, straighten that front leg. Leaning down slowly but surely. Pyramid pose. Finding a revolve here, opening up. Lifting the left arm to the sky. And exhale, plant the hand. Send that foot back. Plant the knees or not. Everybody meet in downward facing dog. Deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Beautifully done. And then bringing the knees down to the mat. quick little child's pose here. Let's try a different child's pose. This time, bringing the knees a little bit closer to each other, resting the chest onto the legs, just touching the forehead on the mat. See if you can reach the arms by the sides here. Take a couple deep breaths. Yes. If you're like me, that you might be practicing outside in the sun, don't forget to hydrate a little extra, but also it's nice because you might find yourself having a little bit more flexibility. Just be cautious with that and be aware that if our muscles are warmed up, just make sure you don't overstretch anything. That's all. And slowly start to come up one vertebrae at a time. Nice. You're gonna bring yourself to lie on your belly this time. When you get there, feel free to just lean onto your forearms. And we're gonna reach for the right leg. So keeping the knee planted, heel towards glute, reaching back to the inside or outside of that foot. If for some reason you can't reach the foot, that is absolutely okay. Again, bringing yourself up to your forearms helps to do the reach. Otherwise, maybe grab a towel and wrap it around and reach for the towel instead. Whatever you need here. 2 more breaths. You can come down and just lean down or stay up on your forearms, whatever feels most comfortable for you. And then let that go, and switching sides, bringing the left heel towards the left glute. Again, staying up on your forearms, or just lay back down and placing your palms underneath the forehead if that feels better. Again, they're just options. You could also reach for the outside of the foot, inside of the foot, both options there. Whatever your body needs. You should feel this stretch on your thigh right now. Should feel good. This is a bit of a subtle stretch. So nothing should be pinching or hurting. Maybe discomfort. And then letting that go. Beautiful. We're gonna do a quick shoulder stretch. You're gonna slowly start to tee out the arms by your side and then lower down the forehead about shoulder width level, and then start to roll over right shoulder, right hip, finding a very deep shoulder opener here. You can use the left hand in front of you as well to adjust. And the arm back behind you, you could lower it down a little bit if the shoulder opener is too deep. So you decide what level you need. That front hand, you can kickstart it by adding more weight or less weight. You lean forward, it's less weight. When you lean back, it's more weight. And then you could also use that top leg and lift it up so that you can do a hip opener at the same time. Deep breath here, relaxing into the pose. And then slowly start to roll into center, letting that side go. Teeing out the arms, rolling onto the left shoulder, left hip. I can't really quite do it because my sound is right on that side of my pants. But then go ahead and alternate kickstand, this time with the right hand, placing it in front of you, leaning forward for more weight or forward for less weight. And then same thing with the leg. You can lift the top leg up and bend it behind you for a hip opener. Deep breaths. And then slowly start to come back to center. Let that go. This time we're gonna end facing down, so just place the palms of the hands down and then just place your forehead on top of it. Relaxing down here. This time, this pose allows you kind of to internalize a little bit. maybe there's some answers that you've been looking for today. And we're not gonna find them by just being too busy on our mind. So maybe just allow the mind to take a break. Listening to your breath here. Relaxing the shoulders. Allow the whole body to sink onto the mat. And allow 3 deep breaths here in silence. Let's add 3 more breaths. So I'm sure you're enjoying this as much as I am. Slowing down the breath. And slowly start to push yourself up to your forearms, keeping the eyes closed if you like. Come back into your hands and your knees, tabletop position, and then just come to a comfortable seat. As we end the practice here, find a little twist. So looking over the right shoulder one more time and just kind of feel what that's like versus when you started the practice. Come back to center and twist over to the left, looking over the left shoulder. Come back to center, palms to prayer hands towards the chest, and just take a deep breath in and exhale, big sigh, sigh it out. One more of those deep breaths. Exhale, sigh it out. Be thankful for making this time for you to dedicate to your practice today. Build some strength, build some flexibility, and some peace of mind. It's been a pleasure guiding you today. We all bow together. Namaste. All right, yogis, how are you feeling now? I hope that you can gauge between when you started class to when you finished and how your body is feeling now. Thank you so much for joining Yoga with Jessie, and I hope you join me on the next class soon. If you have any comments, feedback, please feel free to post and let me know if you like the class or if you'd like to see more of it or some other topics that you might be interested in. Also, today we focused on twists, which is great for detoxing the body. So your homework for this week is to work on doing 3 minutes of twisting every day. So you had a few practices of it. You can twist while you're seated, you can twist while lying down or standing up. So practice any of those at any point during the day and make sure you hydrate. It's been a pleasure. I can't wait to see you again. Goodbye for now.